So we recently passed 200 subscribers. Thank you again, Obi-Wan Plays, for the shout out. That was awesome. And so I made a video thanking him for the shout out and to just welcome all the new subscribers in and to thank everybody who's clicked that little red button. And in that video I said, maybe it would be a cool idea to do like a 200 subscriber video where you guys can leave me comments and ask me questions, and I can do, a Q&A video answering those questions. And I mentioned before that I know I don't normally tend to get a lot of comments on my videos, and again, that's absolutely fine. But there was a comment that someone left, and I thought, it's such a cool question, and I feel like I can maybe make a whole entire video just on that one question. So I figured that would be kind of cool, so that's what we're going to do right now. So the question comes from the homie AlphaStar716, and his question says, I have a question, pick me, pick me. Okay, my question is, where's my shout out? Well, I just shouted you out. There you go, AlphaStar. By the way, AlphaStar is a really cool dude. One of the best Splatoon players I know. Really cool guy. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. But then he says, just kidding. But my real question is, what was the first game you ever played in your life? Now, I've been, I'm almost 27 years old. I've been playing games pretty much my whole entire life. So thinking back to the first game I ever played is actually one of my favorite games of all time. And so again, that's sort of why I thought it'd be really cool to make just an entire video on this one game. So, first game I ever remember playing, you can kind of see it right here, I have it backwards. First game I ever played was a Super Nintendo game, and that game is Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. And this is actually the very cartridge that I played on all those years ago, back when this first came out in 1994. Still looks pretty good, a little discolored I guess in some spots, maybe like down here you can't really see it. Top label looks pretty decent. Yeah, I tried to keep it clean and looking nice, and it still plays perfectly like the day that I remember playing it, so it's very cool to still have the original cartridge. So that is the first game that I ever remember playing, and it's a fantastic game. So I was born at the very tail end of 1991, so I kind of missed the whole NES era of Nintendo. We did have one. I have an older sister and she had one, so I'm pretty sure I played it eventually at some point, but I don't really remember much about it. But I do remember that one Christmas we actually got the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and we actually got the Donkey Kong Country bundle that came with the system, and it also came with the game. I still remember seeing the box that had Donkey and Diddy on it, and just kind of the leaves in the background to represent the jungle in the game. So that was really cool. I think we still might have that box somewhere, but I still remember looking at that box and just kind of being really interested in it. So I remember just sitting down and I didn't really know like what video games were. I didn't know about different games, different genres, different things like that. I had no idea. But I just remember, I think I probably watched my sister play it first. I remember just firing it up, and then the classic Nintendo logo with Rare at the bottom and that classic tune. That was really cool. I still remember that to this day. Anytime I hear it, I just get an instant flashback. It's just really cool. And then of course Frankie with the wind-up gramophone playing his old tunes, and then Donkey just coming in out of nowhere with the boombox, just wrecking Cranky Kong. It was so cool. It's such a unique sight, and just the music in that game is like the one thing that I really remember just immediately gravitating towards. It was fantastic, and you guys are probably hearing it right now actually. It's just fantastic. So I just remember that first level, Jungle Hijinks, when Donkey Kong flips out of the treehouse with that sound effect, lands on the ground just perfectly. I was blown away by that. That just looked so cool. And immediately, I recognized how cool the game looked. Again, back in the day, when the game came out, I was about 3 years old or so. And so I didn't really, understand graphics, resolution, whatever else, but I just knew that this game looked amazing. I knew it looked fantastic. The look of it was awesome. The environments were cool. I loved the variety of the environments. You've got the jungle levels, you got the ice levels, you got the snow, levels, the factory level kind of towards the end of the game, and then of course the final boss battle, King K. Rool on the pirate ship. I think that was a pirate ship if I remember correctly. But just all these different environments and different levels were just really cool. And just all the sound effects, when you jump on enemies, how each enemy sounds, breaking open barrels, collecting bananas, riding on Rambi, whatever else. It was just such a fun experience, and to this day I still go back to play this game because it's just so much fun. It's one of the best, like I said, best games I've ever played in my life, and it's one that I really remember just playing with my sister and playing with friends that would come over, and it was just such a fun time. There's actually one really cool memory that I've shared with, I don't think on this channel, I've shared with other people, and that's it was one day, I think it was the following summer, like 1995 or something, and in my neighborhood we had a bunch of friends, kids my age that would, we would go and play outside. A lot of times we go over to their houses and we would play video games too and whatever else, but a lot of times we would just ride our bikes around the neighborhood, and it was a lot of fun. And there was one night where it was getting, kind of dark, and so the sun was still out, but it was kind of like that twilight era, or twilight part of the day, where there's still the sun, but it's obviously getting very dark, and the streetlights would come on, and of course the old cliche, once the streetlights come on, you gotta go home. So that's kind of what we did, and I just remember riding my bike home, and I remember looking at the sky, and it must have been in like April or something, because the trees still didn't really have any leaves on them yet, so you could kind of see through the trees and just kind of see the sunlight in the background. And so it was a really fun day. We just, would play together all day, just hang out, ride bikes, play games, whatever else. And I came home and I was, kind of tired, but I still, obviously wasn't ready to go to bed yet. And I just remember getting to the part in the game where I think it's like the third or fourth world, and the level is called Vulture Culture. And you get in that level, and it takes place in the woods. The music is really cool too. You get in that level, and you just see in the background the trees in the background with the sunlight in the background too. And I still remember it looked exactly like that in real life as it did in the game. And it was just a really cool memory that I still remember to this day. I still remember sitting on the floor in my living room and popping that game in, and you just, having a really fun day and seeing the exact same thing on, outside as I was seeing inside on Donkey Kong Country in that level. And that was just cool. It's such a small memory. It doesn't really mean anything really, but it's just something that's kind of stuck with me throughout my entire life, and it's something that will continue to stick with me. So I just remember playing that too. So Donkey Kong Country has been with me for as long as I can remember. Anytime I would come home from school, I would either play Donkey Kong Country or Donkey Kong Country 2 or even 3, or playing The Lion King or Aladdin on the Super Nintendo, whatever else. But Donkey Kong was the first one that I truly have real memories of playing, the first game ever. And like I said, it's a fantastic game. I love it to death. Just a great, fantastic 2D platformer. Amazing music, great level design, awesome graphics. You cannot go wrong with Donkey Kong Country. So yeah, that's the first game I ever remember playing, and I will continue to play it as long as I'm gaming, and I know I'm going to continue to have fun with it for as long as I continue gaming. So yeah, so thank you AlphaStar716 for that awesome question. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I can beat you in Splatoon sometime. I don't know, maybe eventually. But again, thank you for that question. It was really cool to talk about this game and to just kind of reminisce about it. It's been a little while since I've played it fully. I've played it, off and on recently, especially on the Super Nintendo Classic. It was really cool to have that game included on there. So been kind of playing that a little bit. I haven't really had a session where I sit down and just play it in one sitting like I used to do quite a bit. Maybe I'll do it again someday, I don't know. But again, thank you for that question. It was really cool to talk about it. So now that you guys know the first game that I ever played, I'm going to ask you guys, what is the first game you guys ever remember playing in your life? Was it Donkey Kong Country? Was it, something from the N64? Was it from the NES? Maybe a different system? Let me know what you guys have to say. Really interested to see what games you all remember playing for the first time. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, thank you for the 200 subscribers. Just coming in and clicking that little red button. Really awesome and really cool to see, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, that's going to do it today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.